One of the major challenges faced by aspirants in UPSC answer writing during mains exam is about the indicative words that appear in the UPSC questions. So these words can be of different types. They can be discuss, enumerate, evaluate, elaborate, etc. The list of which I have shown here that appears on the screen. So what are these words and how can these words be understood by you? This class is going to go into that. So what is the importance of these indicative words? What is UPSC trying to throw at you while they're including these indicative words in the question? Well, the answer is very simple, but let me give you three major points here. Well, first of all, these indicative words are nothing but kind of a direction or indication or a hint or a guide as to how to interpret the question. A question might come in different forms in UPSC. It might come in the form of a statement. There might be a statement pulled out from some report or from some news, and then on the basis of that particular statement, the question might be asked by UPSC. Or it might be a straightforward question about certain theory, certain phenomena, or certain event, or a question of constitution or history or whatever it is. So these indicative words might be included in the question to give you a hint or to guide you about how you should try to answer the question. So that is the first thing. When you read the indicative word, you should understand what is the meaning of the indicative word, and that I will tell you when I go into this video further. Secondly, I feel that most of these indicative words are actually not very important. The reason being that a lot of these indicative words are actually similar in nature or they have same meaning. So since they have the same meaning, then it means that there is not much differentiation that you can create while you are answering the question. So sometimes they are important, sometimes you should definitely put your focus and try to understand what they mean in the context of the question, but don't focus on the word itself too much. What you should try to do instead is that you should try to understand the statement or the question that is asked really well. So if you understand the question really well, then the indicative word itself will not matter as much, as you will be covering various parts or points of the question anyways in your answer, and this will become more clear when I go into specific examples. Okay, so don't focus on the word too much, but use it as a guide or a hint as to how you have to answer the question. And the third thing is that only pay attention to the indicative word if it is asking for something very specific. If it is asking for something specific, then you provide that explicitly, and I will show you that how you have to do it. First, let's go ahead into the meanings of these indicative words so that you can understand what they mean. Okay, first is discuss. Discuss simply means that you have to write about the topic formally. So any question that has discuss word in it, it simply means that you have to write formally about that particular topic. You have to write various points. They can be theoretical points, and most of the times they are going to be theoretical points. So these theoretical points or examples, if needed, you're going to provide in that answer. So that is what discuss means, basically just to write about that particular topic. Enumerate. Enumerate literally means to list. Literally means कि आपको list बनानी है, देनी है, points देने हैं. So literally when there is the word enumerate in the question, that means that you have to give various points on the topic that has been asked. So you have to give list of things. So be sure where enumerate is given, you provide a list of points. You do not just write in paragraph format. Enumerate clearly indicates that you must write in a list format, okay, or a points format. Third is evaluate. Evaluate means to provide a well-studied opinion based on facts. Evaluate means to check something or to see various angles of something and then come to a particular conclusion. So basically it means that you provide some kind of opinion. Opinion means here some kind of conclusion on the basis of various facts or various points. So again, evaluate and discuss are very similar things. They are not very different. Okay. Similarly, elaborate. Elaborate with illustrations. Normally this comes in UPSC, and this simply means that to give more details on the topic along with examples. Okay. Illustrate or elaborate actually means illustrate or elaborate actually means that you have to or must include example. So discuss, evaluate, elaborate, all these three are pretty much the same. Okay, there is not much difference at the end of the day in these three. Then comes examine. Examine means to write after studying carefully. Of course, discuss bhi kar rahe ho, to if you are discussing also, it means you have studied carefully. So there is not much difference again in discuss, evaluate, elaborate, and examine. Explains means to clarify or to tell reasons of the topic. So when you are having the word explain, be sure that you provide the reasons behind that particular question that has been asked or whatever topic or concept that has been asked. Okay. Then we come to comment. Comment means to provide an opinion. I personally feel that we should not provide our own opinion in any UPSC answer. We should provide a some well established fact or points, facts or points, something that are already established by some government report or report by any think tank or something that has been widely accepted um, when it comes to that particular topic. So comments literally means that to provide various kind of points on that particular topic. So you see, अभी मैंने जो आपको बताया except enumerate, all of these are pretty much the same thing. There is not much difference. Then we come to justify with examples. Simply means provide examples and provide good reasoning behind what you are saying. So there is a statement, then you justify that statement along with examples. Okay, so let me give you an example now, because if I just tell you the meaning, you won't understand. Very simple question. I had discussed this in my other video also. Discuss the geophysical characteristics of circum-Pacific zone. What does the word discuss here mean? It simply means provide. If I replace this word with provide or enumerate or any other keyword, let's say elaborate, okay, elaborate, let me see other, explain or highlight, will that really make difference to this question? Now this is important that you should understand. The reason I'm saying a lot of these words mean the same thing is because a lot of these words in the context of the question will simply mean the same thing. It means question में पूछा है, the question asks what are the various geophysical characteristics of the circum-Pacific zone. Whether it is discuss, whether it is enumerate, whether it is provide, whether it is elaborate, whether it's explain, whether it's highlight, it's the same thing. You would anyways write the same points in the answer. So that's why I'm saying that do not get very much focused on these indicative keywords or these words, because otherwise you will keep yourself confused. Lot of these coaching institutes, lot of these people outside are telling all these detailed things about these words, but there is not much difference. Yes, in some questions you need to pay attention to them, but most questions, 90% of the questions, it won't matter. Let me show you another example. Okay, how will melting of Himalayan glaciers have a far reaching impact on the water resources of India? Now let's say instead of how will the melting, the question was explain, or the question was melting, they had given a statement, melting of Himalayan glaciers, okay, will have far reaching impact on water resources of India, on water resources of India. Okay, this kind of statement was given, and after that they had put discuss with discuss, just discuss, or they had put comment, or they had put explain. Would the question change? No, the question would not change. This question can simply be rephrased in this manner. So what I'm trying to tell you is that these keywords here, on the basis of the context of the question, don't really matter. Here you simply have to give the various impacts. The question is about impacts of the melting of the Himalayan glaciers on water resources of India. So regardless of what the keywords are, what the indicative words are, it will not really have an impact on how you're going to answer it. Okay. Similarly, now let's go where it matters a little bit. This is a question. Critically examine the role of WHO in providing health security during COVID-19 pandemic. Now, in this question, you have to write, the question is about the role of WHO during the COVID-19 pandemic, during a pandemic, role of WHO during pandemic. Okay, what kind of role does WHO play? Well, it plays it, it gives information about vaccine, research, it gives out advisories to different countries, it gives out funding where it is needed. So all these are different kind of roles that are played by WHO. Now we have to critically examine. That means we have to also write about a few things that the WHO is expected to do, but it is not necessarily doing. It is expected to do, but it is not good enough in doing that. So, for example, there was a controversy that WHO and China, there is a influence of China on WHO. So maybe something that you can write about. So critically examine means that you have to write both the viewpoints depending on the context of the question. Sometimes even critically examine will not matter, because the question will be such, it will be framed in such a way that you can only write one side. But here, clearly, there are two sides of the coin. You can write about various different roles played by WHO, but you can also write about what leaves to be desired, what is much desired that WHO can do or should do but is not able to do. Okay, so that's what I've written here. That in these kind of questions, now I would also like to focus on the fact that, do you need a specific introduction? Do you need a specific conclusion? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Yes, in some questions you do. So, for example, in this question, you can give the definition of circum-Pacific zone. In this example, you can give the opening statement, like how Himalayan glaciers in the last 10-15 years, how much they have melt down. What is the level of their melting due to the increase in temperature and climate change. So that could be the introduction, but not necessarily. You can come directly to the point. Also, you can say that due to the melting of the glaciers, Himalayan glaciers, it will have the following impacts on the water resources of India. It will have the following impact on the water resources of India. So you have come directly to the point. That is also fine. That will not really hurt your marks. Similarly, here, you don't have to write an introduction about what WHO is. That is well expected and well known that you know that what WHO is. So here you are directly going to go into the question again. Okay, that WHO has played a critical role in various aspects of COVID-19 pandemic management around the world, and these are the following. These are the following roles, or these are the following activities that it has carried out. Then you can write about these. Okay, so you can directly come to the point. You don't really have to introduce COVID-19 or WHO in this case. Okay, or you can write an introduction here which says that WHO, as the leading world health organization, as the leading health body, international health body, plays a key role in management of pandemics, right? And then you can get into the question, in the question what is asked here. So any person can have different kind of approaches on the basis of how they have prepared, how they write. No one particular approach is going to fetch you more marks. What is going to fetch you more marks at the end of the day is the content that you write. The content should be what is expected from this answer, from this question, which is writing very clearly what are the roles of the WHO. That will fetch you half of the marks. And then if you critically examine and provide some more points, then it is going to fetch another 2-3 good marks. So that way you will get 7-8 marks out of this. So that is what I keep focusing on, that it is about the content. Again, now let us look at this question. Here in this question, they're asking, the strength and sustenance of local institutions in India has shifted from their formative phase of functions, functionaries, and funds to the contemporary stage of functionality. Highlight the critical challenges faced by local institutions in terms of their functionality in recent times. This is a fantastic question and very, very contemporary question about the local institutions such as Gram Panchayats, about municipal bodies, about Zilla Parishads or Zilla Panchayats. And what this question is asking is basically that how functionality has become more important than the formative or initial phase of functions, functionaries, and funds. So earlier, if you look at the formation of these bodies, function like what are the functions of these bodies, what are the functionaries, who are the people, like various administrative people, and how are the funds allocated to these, the three F's of the local bodies. But now the question has come, are they efficient to function well wherever they are working? So the question has come about the functionality of these bodies. So the question asks about highlight the critical challenges. So basically you have to just write the challenges faced by these local bodies in carrying out the functions or the functionality of these bodies as local bodies. For example, they could, that it could be about corruption, it could be about inefficiencies, it could be about delivery on a timely manner, it can be about over politicization of these bodies. So all these different kind of points can be discussed in the functionality point, right? And these are the challenges faced by these bodies. Other than that, highlight ka matlab aur kuch hai nahi, there is no other meaning of highlight. So that's what I'm trying to say, that question might look difficult. There is a statement that the UPSC is making here. You have to understand the statement properly and accordingly write the answer, and the content is going to get you marks, not the structure necessarily. The structure is important, but it is not the main thing about the answer. The content is the main thing about the answer. Okay, so similarly there are other words: argue, critically examine. Okay, this is to examine the issue analytically from different points of views. Okay, do you agree? Here you have to actually, when the UPSC is asking you do you agree or not, you should actually explicitly provide points, and in conclusion write what is the out, outcome, or how do you view this whole situation as, on the basis of the points you have provided. Whatever analysis that you've done through the answer, then whether your conclusion is to agree or not to agree, that you can provide. Highlight, again same thing. Throw light, again the same thing. Define is to provide explicitly some kind of a definition. So sometimes define will come, and in that you should define it clearly, provide the definition. Okay, so like this, in GS3 for example, in 2020, a lot of these questions were asked, and none of these questions have any kind of indicative keywords. They simply are asking how does this happen, what do you understand by nanotech. So there is nothing very special. Okay, they are very clear. Similarly here, given account meaning you have to just provide points on how technology was used to manage COVID-19. Given account means you can give examples also, right? And you can just give points that COVID-19, how COVID app was developed for vaccination, right? Then how tracing was done using GPS technology, all this you can provide. Then there is Arogya Setu app. Okay, so all these examples along with the points that you're providing, right? Then after that, described. Again, describe does what does describe mean? It means just to give account or to give points. Okay, so like this, it is not a very big mystery how you have to understand these keywords. In this PDF that I have shared on my YouTube description, I'm giving you more details by writing exactly what these keywords mean. But believe you me, these keywords are only as important as the statement or the question that is being asked to you. So focus on the question, focus on the statement. At the end of the day, a lot of these keywords mean the same thing, almost they mean the same thing. Sometimes they are different, and for that I have provided you the glossary so that you can understand what is the meaning of these keywords, and accordingly you can answer these questions or have a good understanding of these questions.